Hey, so if you're wondering why the title says Second Impressions, that's because I filmed this already, but then my audio wasn't working. And this morning I was trying to figure out what it was. If you're not familiar with a camera mic, there's like two ends to the cable. So the first end is the one that actually goes into the mic, and the second end is the part that goes into the camera. So I was trying to figure out what was wrong with my camera or mic, and at first I thought it was my camera's problem, either my camera mic, either the mic port or the actual cable itself, because when I plugged it in, it just wouldn't record audio. So then I realized that I had to check the other end too, and that's the one that was not connected. So I was planning to do a first impressions on Boxycharm right over here. They were kind enough to send me their May box, and I wanted to do a first impressions of it because I've never tried Boxycharm. But as I was filming it, it was actually a lot of fun for me to do, and it just kind of sucks that there was no audio in the first one. So Boxycharm is a subscription service. I believe you pay $21 a month for every box, and they send you a bunch of actual full-size things, which is nice. So the first thing in this month's box is the Cover FX blurring primer. So when I tried this on the first run, I actually bashed it a lot just because it's a blurring primer and my skin is really dry. So these primers are meant more for people with oily skin or for people who have pores. I mean, everyone has pores, but bigger pores that need to be filled in. So I thought I wasn't gonna like this, but I tried it just for fun anyway, and I actually love it. So with this, I find that I don't have to use that much. I'm just going to be using it around the places where I would normally put concealer on. So that would be underneath my eyes, around my nose, and around my mouth, and my phone is blowing up. Oh, I have like a little eye booger. And I'm just using my finger to smooth this out, obviously, if you couldn't tell already. Even though I mentioned before that I don't have oily skin, and that I thought this primer wasn't really going to be for me, it actually makes, I have like little things on my skin that I didn't properly wash off this morning, I think. But yeah, it just kind of smooths everything out and makes concealer application so much smoother. I don't really know how to explain it. So I'm just going to be using the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer in Custard. And I feel like this also makes me use less concealer just because it blends out so easily with a primer. So I'm just going to go in with a brush at first, and then I'm going to blend this out with a finger. I really wish that the first time around it actually recorded the audio with it, just because I think my reactions are a lot more genuine. Because at first I was like, oh, I don't think this primer is going to do anything for me, and like I probably won't like it because I've already tried the Benefit Professional primer and that one sucked. So I was just like bashing this primer, and then when I was putting my concealer on, I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna take everything I said back because I actually like it and I think it works. So yeah, I'm just blending that out with my finger, and then where's my beauty blender? I'm gonna take my I'm speaking a little too fast, but I'm gonna take my beauty blender and just dab away any excess product. So the next thing included is the Pure Sculptor palette. So it looks like this. It's just housed in cardboard, and it comes with 2 contour shades and 2 highlight shades. So I'm going to take Inventor over here, and I'll be contouring with a brush that they also included. So for the brush that they included, it's kind of like some kind of angled brush. And I'm not really used to using a brush as big as this because my normal contour brush is this one, so there is a considerable size difference. And sometimes I also use this brush by NARS, which is in a weirder shape, but whatever. But I did end up liking this brush a lot because it's a lot bigger than what I'm normally used to, and it's also a lot fluffier and not as dense, I feel like. I mean, it is a pretty dense brush, but it's not like super packed with bristles or fibers or whatever these are. And I find that this just gives a really nice and soft finish. It seems like the soft makeup trend is coming back, or at least the one where it's a little more natural and you can see more of your actual skin coming through. And it's kind of like no makeup, but like dewier, I guess. We're just letting your imperfections come through, and I think this would be a really nice brush for that. These powders itself, they are on the pigmented side. When I'm using these, I just dip my brush in like that once, and I'm just slowly building everything up. For my nose, I'm just going to be pinching the brush. I learned this from Jenna Marbles, actually. She did a makeup video like a really long time ago, and I think she was using a blush brush for her contour, and she was saying that she didn't have an actual contour brush, so what she did was she just pinches her blush brush and like goes in like that. And for blush, this is my own blush. I'm using Tarte's Exposed. I look really funny like this. I think a lot of people look funny when we have just concealer on and no other eye products. Just because the concealer kind of closes up the eyes a little bit, makes it appear a little smaller. Okay, for highlight, there's two choices of Originator or Trailblazer. I noticed that Originator is more of a natural highlight, and while Trailblazer is more on par with Becca and Jaclyn Hill's collabs. So I'm going to be going into Trailblazer and just highlighting on the points that I would naturally highlight. Am I sitting up too tall? I feel like this is a little too tall. That might be a little better. Hopefully I'm not out of focus or anything. Okay, so highlight's done. I'm just going to be going into my brows next. I can't get over how weird I look right now. I think it's because I usually don't do my full face of makeup, or at least the base of my makeup on camera, so I don't know what I really look like. I mean, I know what I look like, but I don't see myself in the viewfinder like this, so it's a little weird. So for eyebrows, I'm going to go into the Anastasia Dip Brow in Ebony, and this is also not included in the thing. If you want to know how I do my brows, I have a brow video up somewhere. I don't know if it's the same order that I do my brows in because I sometimes switch it up from time to time, but the products are pretty much the same. Actually, not pretty much, they literally are the same products. I was actually cutting my brows, or I guess trimming my brows last night, and I accidentally snipped off a little too much of this front area. So now that's a little shorter than the rest of my brows. But it's okay, brows grow back. Okay, so once I'm done with dip brow, I'm going to be going into Glossier's Boy Brow just to hold everything in place and give it a little more volume. And also try to make these front hairs stick up as much as possible because they're compensating. And I'm also pulling my front brow hairs up just a little bit, or out and up just a little bit. Okay, so once our little brow hairs are in place, I normally don't do this, but I'm going to be taking a brush and a setting powder. The one that I'm using is a Makeup Forever Micro Finish Powder. I don't know if they still sell this. I haven't seen this in a while, but I have like a little sample that I don't use often. So I'm going to be setting, oh, that is a lot of powder. Okay, so I'm going to tap some of that off on the back of my hand. I'm just going to pat this on my eyelid and right beneath my eye over here. I'm gonna have powder all over my shirt now. So normally for the videos that I do, it's really bold eye makeup, or you know, on Instagram too. But for this one, I just kind of want to keep it simple, and I want to use as many things, or try to complete a look with just the things in the box. You know, besides things that they don't have like blush and eyebrows. I just don't want this to turn into a tutorial for something else when I mean to be focusing more on the box, and I also don't want to do my eye makeup off camera and then I'll come back and you guys will be like, whoa, how did you do that? So yeah, I just want to keep it simple. And I'm doing this to prep for eyeliner, and the eyeliner that they have is called Pretty Vulgar the Ink Gel Eyeliner, and it looks like this. It comes in such a cute little package. I was gonna say it comes in such a cute little packaging, but that doesn't make any sense. They also come with a 3-piece brush set. So this one is this is an angled brush for eyebrows, and it's, honestly I don't see myself using this for eyebrows unless I'm doing powder. If you're familiar with the, if you're familiar with either the Benefit or Anastasia brushes that look like this, then these are a lot more tapered right over here, while for the brush that they included, it comes out like a little block, if that makes any sense. If you use powder for your eyebrows, I feel like this brush would make a lot of sense, but since I don't, I probably won't use it. But there are instances where I sometimes do colored brows. I know I haven't done them in a while, but yeah, when I do colored brows and I want to use eyeshadows, this is the kind of brush that I would use. It also comes with a spoolie brush, which I don't know if I'll get a lot of use out of this either. Again, if you're familiar with these kinds of brow brushes, they already have a spoolie at the end, and this is the only kind of brush where I think a double-ended brush makes sense, because you can just do your, eyebrows with one side and flip it over and spoolie it out. If you want to store it, you don't have to lay it flat to not damage this other end, because this other end literally won't get damaged. I'll keep this anyway, but I don't know if I have an immediate use for it. The last brush that they included is a pointed liner brush, and this is actually a really fine brush, fine tipped brush. I feel like it was very thoughtful for them to include a eyeliner brush to use with a gel eyeliner, since I know probably not everyone uses gel eyeliner and not everyone will have access to a brush like this in their collection right away. So I'm planning to do just winged eyeliner with this eyeliner. And if you've noticed, I don't actually have a lot of lid space in between my crease, my eyelid fold, and the base of my lashes. So if I don't set that area before, then eyeliner will transfer and smudge. And I also put it wherever this area is underneath the eye, since if I use mascara, my lashes they'll touch this part of my face, so it'll just smudge a lot. It doesn't entirely prevent smudging, but it helps. So for this eyeliner, I didn't like that, even though I said the packaging is really cute, I actually don't think it's very user-friendly, or it's a little more odd to use, I guess. Eyeliners usually don't come in a jar like this. They come more in a jar that looks like this with a wide open neck, so you're able to see the product right away. And for this one, you have to dig a little deeper inside, if that makes any sense. But I do actually like the eyeliner and the brush itself. And my foot is asleep. I'm sorry, I know I'm keeping very quiet, but I don't know what to say when I'm putting on eyeliner, and it's also kind of hard to talk and do eyeliner at the same time. Okay, so now that I have my eyeliner on, that is almost all the product so far. So I'm just gonna curl my lashes and put mascara on. And for mascara, I'm only going to be putting these on the top lashes. These church bells are the most annoying thing. It doesn't help that I live right next to a church too. I'm going to be taking my eyeliner and just touching up the spots that came off when I curled my lashes. And I'm actually not going to put any false lashes on because one, I forgot to do that in the original video. I'm also kind of lazy because I took photos already and I kind of don't want to take them again. Okay, so the last product in this box is the Han Skincare Lip Gloss. It doesn't say... Oh, it does say. I was about to say that it doesn't have a shade, but it literally has a shade right over here. And this one is called Raspberry Chardonnay. I guess I'm just gonna put this on. Okay, and this is basically it. I'll let my hair down for maximum aesthetic. But with this gloss, it actually kind of works as a stain as well. I don't know if it's because it's formulated to be that way or if it just happens to be like that because it's a deeper color. Yeah, so I just blotted this gloss off and it kind of acts like a stain, or it looks like a stain at least. It stays nicely as a stain, and when I wore it before, I kept this makeup on for a lot longer than usual actually, because usually I just do my makeup for Instagram or YouTube and then I take it off right away, but I decided to leave that on for the rest of the day, and having this as a kind of stain worked, and I didn't notice it fading away really quickly or anything. Thank you so much, Boxycharm, again for sending this box to me. I'm pretty sure I thanked Boxycharm in the beginning of this video, but in case I didn't, Boxycharm, thank you again. You are the ones that allowed me to create this video and, share it with everyone else. Thank you so much for watching and spending your time with me, and I'll see you next time. Hopefully that won't be in another month. Bye!